Alright, so I'm going to talk about something while it's still on my heart and in my mind, and I'm still on the flow with it. Um, I was having a conversation with someone tonight, and she and I were discussing essentially what we would do if we had to protect ourselves, and physically, if we had to protect ourselves. And as much as I consider myself to be a peaceful person, I really got to thinking about what I would do if I was placed in that situation where I had to physically protect myself, or if somebody I loved was, getting physically assaulted, or what would I do? And it made me come to a realization that sometimes we're not as far ahead as we think we are in our consciousness, and a lot of those old programs would kick in as far as survival mode if we had to protect ourselves or somebody that we love. And it was kind of difficult to be with that feeling, but then as I explored it further, I came to the understanding and the realization that that is the reptilian DNA inside of us that is about fighting, and it is about revenge and war and this sadistic mentality and mindset. And I've got some notes written down here, but it says, when you start coming back online with higher levels of galactic history, you remember that pure original human DNA coding was non-distorted. Hence, it had no separation consciousness, therefore it had no intention of harm. So, basically that conversation with her brought up that the understanding that we are in the process of rehabilitating the human DNA to its original and divine template through inner peace with ourselves and coming to peace with ourselves, and that truly the battle is within. It's not externally. And as we learn to be peaceful internally, then that will reflect in the outside circumstances, and it will actually start to shift our reality, our whole physical hologram, to that vibration that we're emitting inside of our body. So I said this is a journey to becoming what we've always been. I am not completely rehabilitated yet, and must accept that and stop putting so much judgment on myself for not being there yet, because this is a journey of becoming what we've always been. This is a journey back to pureness and pure thought and original thought, and everything that is in its origin is pure. Everything that is original is pure, because in purity, in originality, there is no separation. Everything is one. And we all have that template inside of us, and that is our original and divine template. So even though we're going through this process of rehabilitation, we're remembering and rebuilding, literally remembering ourselves, and remembering and rebuilding our biocircuitry and our energy systems to be one with unity consciousness again, to be unity consciousness, to embody the 0 point. So I said, when original human DNA started getting mixed with other ET genetics, it caused distortions in the main original DNA that we had. So mainly this was distorted draconian DNA and potentially also Syrian, but I feel that the Syrian DNA was in its originality also pure, and that it became distorted as well with the whole Anunnaki coding and everything that got mixed in there. So therefore, we are healing and rehabilitating not only human DNA, but also various ET genetics through what we are doing here. So all of the wars, whether it's galactic wars or human wars, all of these ancient traumas, we're actually healing through multiple timelines. Through these vessels, we're actually healing timelines that are past, present, and future. And that's what we're doing. So we are resolving ancient traumas and wars within our vessels as we learn to be peaceful within. And the battle is within, not external. Heal internally, and it will reflect externally in the hologram. Also, something else I wanted to discuss is the difference between belief and perception. So, your belief is what determines your perception. Your belief is what allows you to expand your perception to see and access reality spectrums that you did not previously have access to because your belief system was limiting that. Well, a lot of the belief systems that we have on this planet through a lot of the religious conditioning and religious templates that are here are limiting us from expressing and expanding into our full multi-dimensional self, because our original DNA was 12 strands. Therefore, that means that the human template in its original state had access to 12 dimensions of consciousness. So as we rebuild and rehabilitate our DNA, we're gaining our multi-dimensional access back. Therefore, we're expanding our perceptions and our belief systems, and we're aligning back to pure and original thought. See, so much of our thoughts right now are distorted. So much of our thoughts are actually pre-programmed subconscious really traps that are keeping us locked down, not only in our consciousness, but in all aspects of our life. You know, we have many limiting programs in this body, and a lot of that has to do with our consciousness. So as we rebuild our consciousness, we will bring back online those ancient templates inside of us for peace and restoration and progression of the human race, and further the destiny of humanity. So your belief determines your perception. What you believe is what you allow yourself to experience. Belief does not create your reality. It allows you to discover your reality. So I want to leave you with that. And I had to get that off my chest and into the camera while I was still in the flow of it. I'm learning how to better do these things in the moment as I'm source coding them, as opposed to trying to hold on to them and then remember them later because that same flow is not still there. So it's just it's a process. It's learning how to weave. It's learning how to weave and listen to the whispers of the soul when it tells you to move. And regardless of what you're doing, you know, you just gotta listen to that spirit. So I'm speaking. You guys are doing well, and thank you for holding space. Thank you for listening. If this resonates with you, I'd love your feedback. I'd love to connect with you guys. You know, the things that I'm speaking about, guys, it doesn't have anything to do. I'm not here to convert or convince anybody. Everything that I'm speaking, if you feel it, it's based on cellular resonance. Okay, cellular memory, that you also can perceive what I'm saying and you remember it to be true by your cellular memory, even if you don't have conscious memory of what I'm saying. And that is your multidimensional self coming through. So, thanks, guys.